49.
And do you mind, I'm going to record as we go along?
Oh, sure.
So I'll stay about 8-10 steps behind you probably.
Okay, yeah, you bet. And so then there was a little bubble of pharmaceutical reps across the country that would hand out samples, or not samples of drugs, but maybe trinkets for the doctors.
Sure.
Okay? So we had 10 pharmaceutical reps in here that had their trinkets, I'm calling it. There's a better word for that.
Promotional items.
Promotional items, thank you so much. And then that kind of got squashed because it was like, you can't operate a medical, you can't have that relationship going on. Yeah. So then now we have these and miscellaneous customers in here. And
Wow.
we had, we went by that Kato beer sign. We had all that Kato, a lot of the Kato beer stuff in here when I went in transition. Is that you? Did you guys get that? From the Norberg family? I wonder if they gave it to you guys or they actually, no, I don't know. But, okay, so this warehouse here, this is the 1950. Pretty boring, boring as it can be, you know. This, we put new stuff on here, but that was nothing there. Now this is a significant piece.
Oh, sure.
That's the building there that you've seen in the picture all the time.
The door you said we were going to go through.
And so that is the 1898. I'm assuming, you know, and by my indications of various pieces of information, that is the case. So here's a fabulous old safe. I have no idea how old it is. It's a wall safe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I saw the one down by the front door too.
Yep. And so
this is the old interior or exterior wall, but now is it an interior?
this would be an interior wall. Let's go over here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. This would be the exterior wall over here, and I'll get some lights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See, here are those two doors you saw some, these doors. So I really don't know how old those doors are. They show up in pictures that are really, really old.
Yeah, the doors themselves are that old, aren't they?
Well, I don't know. You see, you can even see one picture we looked at near the end had them blocking those in.
Okay.
Those windows there. But you know these are older hills. Now, floor-wise, we cleaned this one up. But you walk over here, and I'm thinking this floor, as you can tell, it is well over 100 years old. I mean, like I say, we're assuming the building is 1890 whatever.
Right.
And so we'll go down the basement and you can see, and it's amazing, it really is strong. It's all there. Oh, this thing here. Look at that ceiling. That's over 100 years old.
Wow. It's all concrete.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some guys did the job right.
Yeah, they did, but and what's kind of weird about it, and you'll see even more so downstairs how they. Well, I'll show you. It's easier to show you. But this building has been fabulous, even though it's hodgepodge.
Yeah.
You got rooms here, rooms there, but God, we've been able to utilize it. It's just amazing.
Now, what were in all those cases?
Oh, those are people that are in storage or in transport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's some long-term storage, basically.
Generally speaking, that's long-term climate control. We keep this thing, we don't get it real warm, we don't get it real cold, or cool, I should say, but keep humidity at a decent level and all those kind of things.
Okay. Yeah, and more windows along there, you can see.
That thing, so, well, this isn't that old of a sign. This is, because that's actually plastic, I think. So
okay.
That sign is just,
So what's the significance of Jackie Gleason there? Anything? Just
No, nothing at all. Somebody found that. But this is an amazing room here. This is what I get a kick out of. 50,000 square feet. And they put the work room in here. That's just tiny. It's
Yeah.
like you'd go into some old houses sometimes and the kitchen would be the smallest room in the house.
Right.
Yeah. Where's the thinking? Whoa. Here's some old floor that's acting up a little bit here. This is part of the old building.
Okay.
This is the old 100-something-year-old building. Now, this is I've always wondered about the elevator. We have an elevator here that goes lower level to the 3rd floor. And did they have the technology for an elevator in 1898, whatever?
It might have been manual at that time.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't have any pictures of that or knowledge whatsoever of that. But we have an old elevator here that is functioning.
I wonder if the city has building permits back from then.
Good one. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you got a Lego table here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. For my grandson. I didn't build it. My son
Okay.
built it. But so here's
Wow.
a wall that's clean and been around forever.
Yeah.
And here's one of those doors that could be 100 years old for all we know.
I'm guessing that's not original colors.
No. And so let's just take a gander here. So this dock, you saw a whole bunch of times on, because this dock would be used all the time, because you had the railroad tracks
Sure.
over there, and then it came in here and got redistributed. So this dock, see that I don't know when that was put in, but this dock here itself was used every day forever.
Wow.
Well, not forever.
Oh, that's the little lean-to building that you were
All
referring
it
to.
is now it's been re-roofed and, you know, who knows the timing of it. We put a new roof on it 20 years ago. Metal roof,
Oh, so it'll last.
it'll last, and this building didn't have a lot of character from the outside. I mean, it was old, but it didn't, you know, it wasn't one of those ones that you go, oh, is that
Yeah.
beautiful? It was like, oh, there's a warehouse.
It's a functional design rather than a decorative one.
That's right. So I like old buildings, so I have a little guilt about covering it up, but it gets to be a point where I preserve the building.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is nice because I've been down into Mankato, Kansas before.
Oh, sure.
And they had some buildings, Commercial Street is their main street. That's where they have all the businesses.
Yep.
That's the name. And there were some buildings there that were having fronts removed from them to expose the original
Oh, cool.
surface, which is nice. It was there to resurrect. So rather than tearing it down.
Why, when we were going to rehab this building, I said, what can we do to preserve? And we couldn't come up with anything. From an exterior standpoint, there was nothing worth saving visually.
Right.
Okay, let's take a little gander down the lower level.
All right. You guys keep it very tidy, certainly.
Oh, yeah, it's not right now.
It's not, but
Well, it's kind of one of my pet peeves. Yeah, it's not as tight as I want it to be, I'll tell you that. Well, here's just a little side note, not to do with Kato. But you ever run across this piece here?
I just saw that.
Have you ever seen it before? Okay.
When is that one from?
I don't know.
They've done newer versions of this.
Okay, this is about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But you just go up and down and see who's not here.
Yeah.
It's 50-50. There's 50% of these places are not here. It's unbelievable. You could even take that if you want and have it around, or I don't know. You can think about it.
But I like the Hubbard Milling sign. My gosh.
Well, this is kind of a neat piece. You know, it's just. What do you want? You want to take it with you, or is it just redundant down there?
Well, I could, and we'll see what see what they say.
I think you should. I think you get more use from you guys, unless you don't have the space or the desire to have it. But it sits here, and we're on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why we have it. But
Do you know? Is that the piece that you got? That you're
this thing here.
the Hubbard Mill? Yeah.
I just saw that. No, this is one of the oldest brands that Hubbard had,
Oh, okay.
And that's a piece you could even take too if you wanted it. But again, you got so much stuff, I don't know if you want it or not, but this piece is kind of a mid-history thing. I think a lot of people your age, or my age, you know, get a kick out of this. So let's just, let's go downstairs, but we'll remember to put this in your vehicle. I mean, just look at here, I mean, you know, Pizza Kato.
Yeah.
Marty's Pizza. The downtown service, which at one time was the Freiburg's, but it was somebody else too. Oh, it's even got Mankato State University.
Yeah.
You know, Albatross, that's significant. No, there's a significant business when you think about the history of that with the kids in town.
With the Groodles.
Yeah. Bonanza, on and on and on.
Yeah, that's, I think, something the Chamber of Commerce would have done.
Well, they might have, but it might have just been a private advertising company.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so now, old building. This is again, the one in the 1800s. And that's the floor there. But here's what's kind of interesting now. Okay. What do you see this ceiling here?
Yeah.
And the pattern? So they would never today use little pieces of wood because it's time consuming.
Right.
To have that for the base. Isn't that funny? But that's solid as a rock there. 100-something years old. And see, now you see the old foundation cleaned up. Here's a 100-something-year-old floor.
Oh, sure.
That's Children's Museum when you let them store their stuff.
Oh, okay.
I told them, I said, you can store it here for nothing until we get a big customer in here. So then, here's a little.
Oh.
I find this interesting. There's some pictures around where horses would come into this building.
Really?
Okay? And here's where they would come in. So this would go down. Can you believe that's ground level? Okay.
Okay.
And I've seen pictures of horses that come in here. If you can see where it's blocked off. And so this was actually a way to get into this lower level. Yep. You'd see this old beam that's probably 120 years old or something like that.
Is that yours?
My wife's Mini Cooper. Yeah. I don't have an old car right now.
You got the motorcycles?
Those are my daughter's.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have any toys right now. Dang it, I gotta get some. Okay.
So this would have been all original building here?
Yep.
Yeah, they built it to last. I mean, I think this is kind of the way much of the post office lower level is.
For sure.
We gotta find somebody to preserve that.
Oh, that's huge, isn't it? To get that done. That's a project, boys. Somebody's gotta have some money and some foresight, but that is significant. You better believe it. So now we're walking into 1949.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I can see why you'd be able to spare a corner for statues. There's a lot of space down here.
we do that upstairs, but yes. Well, this right here is the city of Mankato.
Oh,
When they built the new Civic Center section, they needed to have a temporary space for it while they built it.
mm-hmm.
But it's still here.
Wow.
Shh. I want it to be here for the rest of the time.
Oh, because there's a monthly check?
Yeah. And obviously maybe it's more economical to have it here than to use the space there.
Yeah.
Because it's very transitional stuff, and I don't know the strategy and everything else like that, but.
That's a lot of carts.
It's
to
a lot,
have.
yeah. And I don't even know where they put it all. And that's probably why. They've got such a beautiful facility down there. They've done such a great job with that.
Yeah, and space storage has always been at a premium.
For sure.
And it's even more so now because, you can't, it's tough to sell storage space when you're trying to sell in addition to a building like that.
For sure. And we're convenient. All kinds of door access. They can get in here anytime. We don't charge a lot just because it's lower level raw storage, nothing fancy about
Right.
it. So I hope it works for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's a little history here. This is Staples now, but this goes back to this type of company. This is a furniture place, and Tom Holmstrom had, I don't even remember the names, And then Glenn Taylor bought his company, and then it was this and that. I don't remember the office space, office specialties, I think might have been.
Oh, sure.
But you've got some human being. John Bill has been with
Yeah.
them for a long, long time through the whole transition. But they're
I
still
knew
here.
Kath from MSU.
Yeah, Cass, yeah, her husband. Yeah. So,
You know, I come down here, Jerry, and I think this would be a wonderful space to have, to hold events.
oh
Because it's got a high ceiling and it's got,
yeah, okay, we used to have the skateboard park in here at one time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, when they had a little transition, that was a tough time for that to work out, but at least we did for a little bit, you know. But
okay.
one little piece of history that I think gets forgotten: Glenn Gabriel was a character in this town. Nobody knows really that he was the real force behind the skateboard park in this town.
Oh, really?
It gets skipped.
Probably because there are enough people around who don't
Yeah,
want Glenn to have a good
Yeah,
reputation.
that's right. But he was the man there, I'll tell you, because I was involved with it too. It didn't do much, but Glenn sure did.
I see you got a couple of seats here from the Civic Center, it looks like, or?
Oh, yeah. But see, here's where the floor is really bad. See how old that is? You can
Yeah.
tell. Yeah. That room there is it's kind of a scary little dungeon room. Yeah. Goes back. You open that up and go, ah. Well, we won't because it's blocked right now.
Okay.
But that gives you a feeling of history right there. Man.
Oh, these stairs are a little scary.
Yeah, I guess so. I wonder how old they are. I'm sure they aren't the originals, but.
All right. Yeah, this is quite a room right here.
Yeah, and this is one of those ones that goes, like I say. I would love to know exactly the age of this building. So I don't know if the word cheat is, but I've just used my best information that I've had on the age of this building.
Well, let me ask you a question. For somebody like you, it's probably especially pertinent, but would the Historical Society be able to provide both a service and have some income by helping people determine the histories of their buildings or their businesses, going through the records? And
So what you're saying, would we pay for a service of having
Yeah.
it then? Possibly, yeah.
I'm sure it all depends on the person themselves, but
Well, yeah, there's a possibility of what it would cost and what they'd actually do. But, you know, it's a funny thing. I guess I personally would. I don't know if people value that as much.
right.
Which is kind of too bad because, today's world is like all the current things that are going on this cell phone in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a simpler person and I like old stuff and old cars, old buildings, da-da-da-da-da.
Well, and I've worked at Kiwanis Holiday Lights a few times this year, and to see people come in and you see in the back seat the glow of a cell phone on a young person's face. They're not even seeing the lights.
Doesn't that hurt you in the heart
Yeah.
a little bit? That really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was watching The Wild last night, and they're showing the fans, and there's 4 people in a row. Here's
Yeah.
a hockey game that is about as fast a game as you...
Yeah, not only that, but the tickets aren't cheap.
No.
They probably had somebody else get the tickets for them,
I
so.
wonder.